Tēnā koutou. You may be joining from YouTube, you may be listening in via my Spotify podcast, or you may be tuning in to me from Facebook. Wonderful to be here with you all. Today's theme is Hope Centre. So this is our Hope Centre on Wednesday. It's a virtual space where we just put aside some time to plant the habit of hope and dreams and goals, just planting that seed. Making space for it every week on Wednesdays with me as your virtual facilitator. And it doesn't require anything of you. Nope. Hope Centre on Wednesdays is just something you can play in the background. You can listen, you can write your questions in the comments if you want to, or you can come back later and check out the recording of this session on YouTube or on Facebook or via Spotify, my Spotify podcast. We make space on Wednesdays for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to make a habit of having feelings of hope, of looking forward to the future, of looking forward to being successful and to making goals. Just a little midweek uplift to get your spirits in the right place to make it out for the rest of the week. On Mondays, we parked your grief there. We parked Monday's Grief Centre. It's every Monday. Park your worries on Monday. Get uplifted on Wednesday. And on Fridays, we'll have a space, make some space to create together. We'll find out what that's like on Friday. Kia ora, my name is Inez White. I help whānau to reset their money thermostats, to end generational money trauma, and then buy homes to leave behind for their descendants. How to read that? Get ready, prepare and get used to saying that. That's what I do. So, hope. What would that look like for you? Just not hope in a huge thing, not necessarily big for your whole life or for the whole month, but what does hope look like for you just today, just now, and maybe for this week? Have a think about that. Have a think about what kind of hope you want to feel right now or what you're needing. Stay with that and honor that space that you are allowed to have hope and dreams, and that every week, every day, you're allowed to work on your hopes and your dreams. What are your hopes and your goals right now for your future, or your money, your finances? What are your hopes and dreams for your home, whether you're renting or owning or want to own? And what are your hopes and dreams for your whenua Māori? Tap into those, please, for me. Just tap in, ask yourself those questions, and then hold that there. And let's bring them forward to the surface and have a little kōrero. Me talking to you, I know, but you can engage on your side of the screen, however you're listening or participating. So I thought I'd share with you a couple of ideas that might make some people feel a sense of hope or a bit of relief, at least, in terms of money. So something I have noticed is that, and let me know what you think, some people think you have to save to be wealthy. A lot of people. I'm getting comments. I offer scholarships to people for the program that I run, my coaching program, or I offer my time for valuation on Māori land services. And people don't want to waste my time because they say, "I don't have any savings. I'm a failure. I never have any money." And the sense I'm getting is that they don't necessarily feel worthy of anyone's time, even if the person might actually be able to help them. Where does that come from? Who told you that? Because if you just wait, just keep watching, I'm gonna hopefully rejig that belief that you might have in a few seconds. Tell me, in your mind, who told you that you're not worthy of something? You're not worthy of help because you've got a problem. That's why you have help. That's why you ask for help. Yeah. Who told you have to save to experience wealth? Because wealthy people don't. Did you know that? Yeah. While the majority of people save, the majority of people don't experience wealth. So, one thing on my programs, and this has been on my clean banking programs, we are preparing for buying or applying for a home loan, or my Reset Your Money thermostat program, or even my valuation services. Saving is not what I ask you to do. Saving is not what you do. I've never saved $1 in the last 7 years. I don't save. I save just before I'm going to apply for a home loan, $5 a week, $10 a week. How do you feel about that? I know that might come across as too good to be true, but how do you feel when I say you don't have to save more than $5 or $10 a week? And it's not one of those it's too good to be true programs, and I'm just doing clickbait. No, go check. Wealthy people don't save. Does that make you feel better? I'm hoping you might feel hopeful that you can be successful at achieving a sense of wealth, even if it's not monetary wealth or being rich. You can achieve the feeling of wealth, the feelings and the freedom that wealthy people get to experience. Not rich, two different things. Rich is having a lot of money. I'm sure a lot of the famous people experience a lot of money, not wealth. And wealth is also having freedom of your time and space to make your own decisions that are right for you. You know, wealth is also not feeling compromised. Um, we have to choose something else over your kids and your moko puna and your loved ones. That's wealth as well. Not you can say, "No, thank you. I don't want to do that," or "I don't want to pay for that," or "I don't want to come to that. I have this to do with my family," and you don't have to. Like, your livelihood and your home and your money doesn't rely on you saying yes to everything that compromises your values. That's also wealth. Yeah. But coming back to saving, I mean it. I see a lot of people opt to, like, I haven't saved enough money, or I've saved this much. Last time I checked, nobody's using their savings to buy their first home. They use KiwiSaver, which is it's an investment. It's not saving. Or they use equity in an existing home. That's the Equity is the difference between how much it's worth and how much you owe, and that's the amount that you own, and that's called equity. People use equity, and that is an asset that comes about from your investment, okay? It's not saving. So whilst that might seem and feel a bit like out of reach right now, I'm telling you, it isn't out of reach. I'm not gonna tell you how, Carmen, why it's not out of reach, but it's not out of reach. But I do want you to plant this first seed of hope for you, that if you aren't a saver, if you haven't saved anything, that's got nothing to do with whether you can be a homeowner or well, it's got something to, but this much, not this much. It doesn't stop you from being a homeowner or building on your whenua or achieving your goals. Okay? I don't save money, and if I do save money, it's no more than $5, $10 a week. And here's a little seed of hope for you. In my programs, I ask people to pull back their savings down to $5 or $10 a week. You're saving $300 a week, and then you're spending $295. It's not saving, y'all. It isn't saving. It's putting money in a savings account and then using it anyway. That's pretending. Stop pretending. Just cut to the chase. Save no more than $5 to start. Yeah, because we're just stretching that little rubber band of tolerance that you have for money and being wealthy. Okay. So when people say, you need to have an emergency fund and you need to have a savings fund, and then, okay, ka pai, follow that school of thought if you like. Maybe I'm not the lady for you, but I've bought in the last 6 years at least a property each year. 2 of them have been cash, and last time I checked, I didn't save. Okay? This is about skill. It's about the skill of understanding money and equity and finances, and the skill of understanding simplicity, and of understanding incremental discipline. Incremental discipline means just doing a little part of a goal every day. And sometimes that includes very, very obtainable habits, wiping a bench down this much of it, and then the next day wiping that part of it, and then that part of the bench, and then that, and adding on. And you think, why am I talking about a bench? I'm talking if you are someone who gets overwhelmed by life's mundane tasks, cleaning, getting kids off to school, cooking, all of those overwhelms are where you can have a chance to practice new skills of tolerance, patience, and incrementally getting a bit better every day. Those translate over to your life and the way you treat money as well. So everything you're doing, everything you've done today, where you've just done a little bit better, has all been towards your goals. You are doing a great job. But you do have to lose the bullshit, and that is mantras that you're not worthy of help, or that you're not able to achieve a home or money or wealth because you haven't saved. So I think I've chimed on about the saving one enough. But take home messages. Please believe that you can be eligible to feel wealthy, buy a home, engage and build on your Māori land, clear yourself of debt and be free and have financial freedom. You can do that on both a very low income, very low levels of savings, but practicing and building on some behaviors. And those behaviors are very, very, my programs are all about really obtainable behaviors, okay? Small behaviors that include cleaning, caring for your environment, caring for yourself, being quieter, okay, in your energy, pulling and withdrawing back from being busy, and saying lots of no, saying no a lot. Just for this period of time, this season where you're rebuilding yourself. Okay. And when help is offered, you are entitled to take it. You don't have a problem that excludes you from that. Okay, cool. So the next thing that I'd like to share with you is perhaps hope. Some way you can build a little bit more hope into your life is maybe you feel that you aren't the person who is going to buy a home, use your KiwiSaver, or build on your whenua Māori, or succeed to the land. Perhaps you aren't. How do you feel if you can focus your energies then on your mokopuna, on your children? Because that's possible too. And I have a story to share with you, a very practical story that happened in the last week or so. So my sons are 13, 12. We have 13, 12, 9, and 1.5. And our older boys, we've just, in the last 6 weeks, I think, well, one of them's had one for about 3 months, but attached to mine and my husband's bank account, we went into the bank. You take your ID and everything for the kids, and we opened up our 2 big boys' bank accounts that are attached to our accounts, so we can log in on our phone and we can transfer the money, and it's immediate. And so we did that, opened their accounts, and we have regular amounts of money go onto the bank accounts. And we give them their cards, EFTPOS cards, and just stretching their little rubber bands, their internal rubber bands and tolerances for managing money. So when we go to Queensgate, the mall, the shopping mall, on once a week or once whenever it is, once in a blue moon, go down there, we have a whānau late night and have some kai at the mall. Instead of us going around and buying each person all of our kai at the different place, we get our phone out, myself and my husband, and we transfer whatever it is, $20 or however much it is that their kai will cost. And we encourage, no, we don't encourage them. They don't get to eat unless they go up to the counter, order their food, and pay for their meal. And then if they want to buy something from the shops, JJ's or Hallenstein's, and it might be whatever's left is also theirs to spend. So they have to manage. If they have $3 or $4 left over at the end of buying their kai, do they want to buy an ice cream, or do they want to save that $3 or $4 up each week, or $5, $10, whatever it is? And eventually once a week they get to buy a t-shirt or something. Or we'll top it up. It's not so much the budgeting that we're trying to teach them. It's the confidence to manage money. We could easily just spend the $20 and buy this and buy the kai and buy the t-shirt. No problem. We're parents. But our hope, even if we don't achieve everything we want in this life, is that they get to have a life of experiencing financial freedom, and freedom from the worries that we hold, or the generations before us hold, around money. Yeah, I want it to be their normal. So hope and dreams can be something that you can help your children to do if you don't believe it for yourself. And yesterday I was very proud. I got a letter from school saying that the end of the year camp, way at the end of the year, is $160, and that there are payment plans for families and just $5 a week or whatever. And I thought, you know what? I used to be a person who always took that up. There is nothing wrong with that. But I thought, I'm trying to stretch myself and learn that I am abundant. So by feeling abundant, I'm able to pay things in full instead of always paying them off or afterpays and stuff. That's my stretch. So I popped the money, 160, onto my son's bank card, and I said, remember to go into the front office and when you can this week and pay for your camp. And I knew, without asking him, I checked the bank account, his bank account, and he'd paid $160 to his bank for his camp. And so they were very impressed with him because he always goes in and pays his own school fees, his own sports fees, and his own camp fees now. And he was the first person in the whole school, you see? And it wasn't about paying how much. It was that my son, from an early age, is attaching his success with money to himself. He paid it. We put the money in his account, but he was appreciated by the staff, and that was told to him, oh, you're the first person to pay. Oh, and you're paying in full, and you're paying with your own EFTPOS card. So from 12 years old, my boy is developing a sense of responsibility with his money, no fear around money, and confidence that he knows what to do and he's in charge of his future. I want to go to camp. He's going down and he's paying for it. Okay? And so these are things that we can all do that are not about us. I want you to feel good that resetting your money thermostat can also be, or whatever goal, is also about the ones around you. Yeah? Not just a sole individual thing. We can improve our bank account, and we can improve our savings habits and all that jazz. But if it's too big for you right now, at this point in time of your life, don't worry about it. Leave it. Seriously, keep the stress for your own feeling of wellness and keep nurturing that. Keep getting used to feeling hopeful and successful at really small things. And if you can't do it for yourself, do something real small for your children or your mokopuna. And then attach yourself and connect yourself to the fact that you're a really cool, awesome tupuna for someone else. Even if right now you can't show up for you, you're building something for your children and your mokopuna. And those are habits and beliefs that you may not have had all the access to in life yet. Yeah. So as we wind down, I just want to leave this sense of hope with you that there is a way, and it's about being gentle on yourself, about doing really small things, and about just getting used to the feeling of being hopeful and successful. Okay? And then I shared a couple of practical things you can do in the context of this page. In the context of that, regarding money, homeownership, Māori land, and resetting our money beliefs. 2 things you can do. Stop saving so much. Instead, reduce it down and just be really realistic and be consistent. $5 a week, $10 a week. That's all I've done, y'all. I need to save more than that. In our other programs and more into workshops, I'll talk about how actually investing in assets and investments makes you a lot more than saving ever did. Saving is what they've told us to do through the system to get us to remain relatively poor and reliant on the system. Yeah, the wealthy people at the top don't save. No, that's what they ask the majority of us to do to keep us where we are working. You don't have to do that anymore, y'all. Just chill out. $5, all you need to do. And we build the other skills with you over time. And the other thing is, if you can't serve for you right now, something practical you can do is to serve your babies, serve your hokopuna. Go down and open them a bank account, no matter how young they are, and start getting them to grow their little hearts and their little rubber band of managing money and being confident with it. Ka pai? So let's hold that space right now for that hope that you are able to do something really small today, and for this week that could really change your trajectory and ability to achieve all of your dreams and goals. Stay hopeful. Keep your grief, leave it with Monday. Leave your feelings of loss and resentment on Monday. Pick yourself up with a little boost today. Today's Wednesday. And on Friday, I'll be back with you with a little space of time to create. Okay? Get creative. It's in creativity that you give the side of your brain a break. Okay? The break, it's not possible. Well, it's very difficult to make economic decisions when you are in a state of stress. Okay? That's what all of this is about. I'm holding space for you to leave your stress somewhere else, because I can't help you make better financial decisions if you're using the wrong side of your brain and overusing all those parts of your wairua and your tinana that you need to make good decisions. So we're building that tolerance, okay? Giving yourself a break. And then when you have, that's when we can plant in those new habits. So creativity on Fridays is a very important part of that. And I will see you all then. Mō ora.